Yo, what's good people? On tonight, I want to talk with you about the deep-seated hatred that melanated women have for melanated men and where it all stems back from. As always, I'm your man, Yosef X, and I welcome you back again to another podcast presentation of Yosef's 2 cents. Sit back, unwind, relax, and let us sit down and reason together. Get comfortable, relax. We'll be back in a few moments. All right, y'all. Welcome back again to another podcast presentation of Yosef's 2 cents. I'm your man, Yosef X. while I'm trying to get on the air with y'all, I am also in the process of trying to get on the air on Spotify and Anchor.fm. Let's see. Trying to let's do this. All right, let's try this instead. All right, there we go. We are on the air on Anchor.fm and Spotify. Shout out once again to all of my wonderful listeners and viewers. Let's see who we got on um, the YouTube side as well as Facebook. Once again, Brother Sam, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Brother Barron, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Lady Marla, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Giselle, thank you for joining us. I do appreciate it. I hope all of you have had a very peaceful and a beautiful and a very blessed um, Sunday. I hope things were well with you and things are going well with you as always. And once again, shout out to all of my viewers and listeners. I apologize for jumping on Spotify so late without the usual intro music and so forth. I was having some technical difficulties, but we are on the air, thankfully, again. Shout out to my listeners in Germany. Thank you so much for listening to me. My listeners in India, thank you for listening. My listeners in Australia, thank you for listening as well. And finally, but far from the least, shout out to all of the rest of my listeners here in the United States. I do appreciate it. Let's get into the thesis, because there is certainly some things that have to be addressed, and we got to get it straight once and for all, because I'm going to tell you something. I've just about had it with toxic females, especially melanated females that have such a deep seated, deep rooted, deep grounded hatred for us melanated men. I'm sick of it. You know why I'm sick of it? I'm sick of it because you don't look in the mirror. You don't look in the mirror and you don't take responsibility for your actions. Excuse me, for your behavior. And I'm sick of it. All you do is belittle. Excuse me, y'all, just a minute. Still trying to get it straightened up here. All you do is belittle and put all melanated men in the same category. You put us all melanated men in the same category that you decided to procreate with. You were the one that decided to lay down with that man or that male. And he turns you into a single mother. You were the one that decided to mismanage your bodies and your time. And then a man of my caliber, like myself, Brother Barron, Brother Sam, Brother Levi, and all the rest of my homies, you expect us to be the cleanup man. I got news for you. I'm sick of the disrespect. And quite frankly, I'm sick of you. J. Cole, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. I kind of figured that you were back in fake book jail. Oh, you got a podcast? You finally got a podcast. I'm tired of being suspended. I hear you. Brother Sam says that's the problem. They have so many different spirits running through their bloodline, their body. Yeah, I'm going to deal with all that in a minute. And yeah, shout out once again to Germany, India, Australia, and the United States. But listen, I appreciate y'all. I really do. Thanks for listening. Now, if you all would start donating a lot more, especially you in the United States, but you know what? The time is going to come when I'm going to have the right sponsors and everything's going to be well. But let me get this off of my chest right quick because this has to be addressed. Shout out to the angry man. Shout out to Valdez. If you don't know who he is, look him up on YouTube. He's one of the best YouTubers out there. Well read, well versed, well knowledgeable. Shout out to the angry man. Because it was his on educating his listeners and his viewers on where this perpetual hatred that the melanated woman has for the melanated man as to why I want to talk about it. See, here's the deal. I have always been aware, cognizant. I was not oblivious that there has been a deep hatred that melanated women have for melanated men. But what I didn't know, that it stems all the way back to slavery. I didn't know this. But as I was listening to his commentary, I wasn't even hurt. I wasn't heartbroken. Because as I'm listening to his podcast, right, I went from chill mode and wrapping up whatever it was I was doing until I just became filled with absolute anger and indifference. Because he explained, and you can also look this up because I believe that some of this stuff that I'm telling you is in the United States Library of Congress, where the slave masters, if the slave master's wife had passed away and he was a widower, pardon me, he left his black mistress in his will if he had passed on. And this is a matter of public record. Hold on a minute. Stop. Thank you. I apologize. It is in the United States Library of Congress. Where the slave master left his black mistress everything, i.e., she owned black slaves or melanated slaves. This is a matter of public record. And see, here's the deal. In almost the last 10 years, openly on social media platforms, did you have melanated men critiquing and giving critical analysis of the psychological apparatus and hygiene of the melanated woman. And they have been doing this, or rather we have been doing this for almost 10 years. So all of a sudden, when we start critiquing them critically, then they have the nerve and the audacity to get mad at them because they never saw us as human beings. In addition to them seeing us as resources and tools, these heifers still have the nerve and the audacity to still see us as slaves. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And as Valdez is explaining this, like I said, I went from a moment of just absolute chill mode to a mode of just anger and indifference. And I'll say again, I have always known, I've never been oblivious that there has been a deep hatred that melanated women have for us, men. I just didn't know it was that profound. It was that acute. It was that deeply embedded. And their hatred has been woven into the fibers of the modern day woman's mind. And then I started thinking about it more and more. Wow. That explains why when Ice Cube was on Fox Soul with all the rest of those man-hating ass females, why they never could get on one accord with Ice Cube. Because black women don't even see themselves as melanated women. They see themselves as a totally different nationality altogether. And that stems all the way back from slavery. They see us as their slaves and they see themselves as slave masters. Isn't that some sick bullshit? And Brother Sam alluded to it just a few seconds ago. See? That's right, Brother Barron. They see us as animals. They see us as chattel animals. J. Cole says a lot of our women see Ciara and Russell Wilson and think they have hope. because rich men will clean up their mess and take care of their kids. That's delusional, bro. And remember, I said some time ago also that a lot of these dames, they live vicariously through these celebrities. That's why they catch up and they watch every move they make instead of cleaning up their own house. See? J. Cole continues. The hatred goes so deep that they don't want to do therapy with black men, as if I'd ever go to them for therapy. Black female therapists look down on black men. Men train them well. See, here's the deal. Men makes this world go round. We built this whole damn world. We did. So whenever you hear some goofy female talking about she's a boss bitch, her stupid caucus doesn't realize that it was a man. It was a man that made and built the building and made and created the seat that her stupid caucus is sitting in. And notice that whenever a female calls herself a boss bitch, right? Notice she's ratchet. She's wearing somebody else's hair. She ain't wearing her own hair. She's ran through. She's got multiple baby mamas, baby daddies. She's somebody's leftovers. But yeah, she's a boss bitch. Miss me with that, man. But see, let me get to Brother Sam's comment. He says that's why I believe they hunt down black men. They hunt down black men. They can take they can take care of other men's children. He continues. Hell, Ciara is on display to finding her a new filthy rich man. Maybe white next time. See, that's the thing. The majority of them are always commercializing themselves for the highest bidder. That's the hypergamous nature within them. You absolutely are correct. That's how they are. But see, here's some, and see, that's the reason why they are so livid at the so-called passport bros. See, here's the deal. The fact is, right? The fact is, they don't want these men. But the fact that these men are walking away from them, it's like, how dare you walk away from me? I own you. Meanwhile, that man is saying, guess what? You don't own me. How the hell you gonna be mad at me, right? How you gonna be mad at me and you didn't even want me? But yet I'm walking away from you and I no longer acknowledge your existence. But yet you gonna be mad at me. Yeah. But their hatred of us goes all the way back to slavery. Real talk. If the slave master ever died, he put his black mistress in his will, especially if his wife had died before he did. Peep game. If you ever notice, and let me get to Giselle's observation, she says they get pissed and nervous when another type of woman enters the space, i.e., the so-called pick-me, i.e., the woman that will make a better wife than they would. That's what Giselle is really saying. But let me throw this out here also. And let's not act like these slave owners, they didn't have black mistresses. They did. They did. Passport bros. That's why they're hated. You know you are delusional as hell when you're angry with a man that's walking away from you and you never wanted them in the first place. They don't acknowledge your existence, but you mad at them for walking away from you. You know you delusional as hell when that happens. You know you delusional as hell when that happens. You know this. Yeah. But back during slavery, when the slave master, his wife had died, he made damn sure that his black mistress was in his will. Now, let me say this also. Am I saying that every melanated woman is like this? Absolutely not. Because you have a few melanated women in the world left that has never given up on the melanated man. Never. And shout out to y'all for not giving up on us. I appreciate it. You have my respect. You have my love. You have my respect. I appreciate that, sister. Appreciate it. Thank you. But the toxic women that still looks at us as slaves, be careful of them. Peep game. Notice that they talk all soft and feminine when it comes down to everybody else. But when it comes down to your man that supposedly you dating, you are always showing your ass. That's a red flag. She got more respect for her boss, her superiors at her place of employment than she does her man in her personal relationship. You get rid of that kind of female, bro. Get rid of her. She's talking all kind and all soft and sweet to everybody else, but when it comes down to you, she giving you the third degree. Get rid of her ass. Period. Because she's showing you her allegiance. And her allegiance ain't to you. It's truth. That's true. Brother Sam says even virgin females are cross-contaminated. Yes, they are. See, here's something else too. I was also listening to another podcast briefly before we went on the air, right? Shout out to Danica Marie. Dope discussions. Now I just found out from her platform that melanated women are finally start to listen to what the collective of men have been saying for a long time. Get rid of the wig that looked like a two-tone possum. Get rid of the long-ass stiletto fingernails. Get rid of the BBLs, the Brazilian butt lifts. Get rid of the fake breasts. Get rid of that. Because I just found out that Black China is starting to go natural now. But you see, at this point, for a lot of them, it's too little, too late. You know why that is? Too little, too late? It's simple. You damn near 40 years old. You my age. You hit middle age. Now, all of a sudden, you're starting to want to improve yourself in hopes that you find a man that loves and respects you. Those chances are slim to none. If you are going to change, you need to change because you want to do it for yourself and because you're doing it for your innocent children. And that's the truth. Period. And see, I haven't been, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been on social media like that in a few days. Because social media has now become the platform for the dregs of society. The dregs of society, broke ass people who don't have a damn life, who ain't even trying to better themselves. That's what social media has become. And if it's not for the dregs of society, it's for those that's controlling these social media platforms that has shadow banned people for speaking this truth because they don't want this truth to get out. And that's the truth. Point blank, period. It's the truth, period. Now, the fact is, now, here's something else too. I apologize, y'all. But the fact is, now that they're starting to change, guess what? It's too little, too late. Let me tell you just how bad it's gotten. Because men are keenly aware of the deep-seated hatred that the melanated woman has for him, they may have a change of heart. But do you think the melanated man is going to trust that melanated woman? Absolutely not. It's gotten so bad now until the women that are genuinely sincere, that's genuine, they are now looked with doubt and suspicion. They're looked with disdain. It's the truth. It's the truth. But once again, people don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth at all. No, they don't. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth at all. The truth offends them. See? Let me get to your comments. J. Cole says, there's plenty of good black women across the globe, but it depends on the culture they're raised in and their genetics. It isn't just their culture and their environment, it is also their DNA, their genetics as well. Brother Barron says, true that he continues. Even on television, shows women speak to their husbands in disrespect. Yeah, man. Yeah. Brother Barron continues, that demon can reappear at any given moment. And that's the reason why men don't trust women. Point blank, period. It's the truth. Let's see. They're on a 7-day probation. Who's on a 7-day probation? I don't understand. J. Cole says, who can find a virtuous woman for her price is far above rubies? Proverbs 31:10. Yeah, they talking about they want to be a Proverbs 31:10 type of woman. But the fact is, I don't know why they want to be like that now. They had all the chances and all the opportunities in the world, right? But the thing is, when they had all the chances, they didn't take it. Oh, when meeting a woman. Oh, okay. 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 So so now here we are in a season and in a situation where we continue the era of separation. See, it's not just on a spiritual plane. It's not just on a spiritual plane. Oh no. This season of separation is spiritual as well as social, as well as mental, as well as emotional. You understand? And see, people know this, but for whatever reason, they want to continue on deciding to be foolish, and they choose to ignore the truth. Men have voted collectively, of course, they have voted no confidence when it comes down to being in a relationship with women. Sad. But see, here's the thing. They refused to listen. They refused to take heed. And see, here's something else too. They refused not only to listen to what men have been saying the whole damn time, right? But as soon as they decide they now want to listen, too little, too late. Too little, too late. But these toxic melanated women who still views us as slaves, that's why they're saying, look, you are not an asset, you're a liability. You've had damn near 6 decades. See, here's the thing. See, this is the reason why toxic women, toxic females, toxic melanated women, this is why it was so easy for them to sell out and to kick out the melanated man out the house and sacrifice the children and to get in league with government assistance and this feminist BS. You had 6 decades to get your act together. And Brother Barron, a lot of men feel the same way. They're playing mind games. They're chameleons. They are chameleons. I totally agree, Brother Barron. They are playing games, mind games. J. Cole says, well, after they celebrated the death of Kevin Samuels, I was officially done with him. You ain't alone in that. You are not alone in that. See, when they celebrated Kevin Samuels' death, that honestly was my beginning or my genesis of me not wanting to be on social media as much. I took a look at my time on Facebook, and the average time that I was on there last week, it wasn't even a good hour. The average time that I was on Facebook last week was 41 minutes. 41 minutes. 41 minutes. That's right. 41 minutes. Being on social media is not fun like it was before. Honeymoon is dead and gone. And in addition to me working 5 days a week, 5 or 6 days a week, I really don't have the time to be bombarded with social media. See, social media is a tool. You understand? It's a tool to communicate and to network or to do what I'm doing now, and that's podcasting. But you have the dregs of society that have taken it to a whole nother level. It's sad and it's pathetic, but that's the reality of the matter, among other reasons. All right, look, this is what we're going to do. It's 17 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We are about to have our intermission. When we come back, we're going to continue our discussion about the deep hatred that the melanated woman has for the melanated man. And we're also going to continue to connect the dots as to how they have exhibited their hatred of us and where it will eventually lead them to. I'm Yosef X. This is my 2 cents. Don't go anywhere. Hang tight. We'll be back in a moment. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another podcast presentation of Yosef's Two Cents. Your man Yosef X. And tonight we are discussing the deep-seated hatred that the melanated woman has for the melanated woman. If by chance you are enjoying the podcast, if you're on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're on Facebook and you haven't sent me a friend request, feel free to do so. I am Yosef Isaiah Benjamin on Facebook. On YouTube, it is the Yosef Isaiah Benjamin Network. Like the video, share the video, tag your family and your friends on the Facebook side, like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and donate to our cause. My Cash App ID is $hidden one truth. That's $hidden one truth. All right. Here's the thing. Here's another pink elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about melanated woman or melanated women that is in these institutions of higher learning more so than the men. They call themselves so educated. Yeah, your ass may be educated when it comes down to the books, but when it comes down to common sense and being in your natural essence, you're a kindergarten failure. You are. You're a kindergarten failure. You think that your little degrees, your little associate degrees, your little bachelor's degrees, your little master's degrees, your doctorate degrees, you think that's going to have a man fall in love with you, please. See, a lot of you, fact is, you don't know how to be wives. You don't know how to be wives. You don't know how to be mothers. You don't even know how to be soft and feminine women. Yeah, you may have climbed up the corporate ladder and you may have reached the pinnacle of your profession, but you always take your asses home to a cold, empty ass bed. And I'm also willing to bet that a lot of you cry your asses to sleep because you don't have a man in your life. See, the fact is, when you kvetch and you complain talking about, I don't need no man, I don't need no man, shut that shit up. The fact is, you want a man, but you don't know how to get one. And if you did have a man, guess what? You damn sure don't know how to keep one. Now, I will say again, I am not saying that all melanated women are like this. They're not. I know they're not because a lot of them you call pick-me's. And that's a terminology that is utilized by those who have low IQ, that are very unintelligent. And those are the same kinds of women who you call pick-me's. Those are the same ones that know how to be a wife, that knows how to be a mother, that knows how to take care of the house, that's basking in her feminine vibe, her feminine spirit, her feminine essence. But again, you don't know nothing about that. And the very women that you do call pick-me's, guess what? You wish it was you instead of it being her. See, your hatred of the melanated man has become your detriment. Oh, yeah, it has become your detriment. Yes, it has. It has become your detriment. And I'll say again also, it has also become your undoing. Giselle says, tell the truth and shame the devil. Listen, they know, they always try to save face, and they always try to use this pseudo logic as to why the melanated man is so damn inferior. Please. Brother James says those types of women start off talking about their business, their money, their education, and those are the ones I don't return a call to. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. And see, Here's the thing. Melanated women, a lot of them are not stupid, but then a lot of them are. And see, here's the thing. Remember, I also said that there is a melanated community within the confines of a melanated community. Do y'all remember me saying that too? Y'all remember me saying that too, right? There's a melanated community within one. Y'all remember me saying that, right? And it is. See, here's the thing. There has always been a melanated community within the melanated community. See, once again, I've given y'all examples as to how they have been exhibiting their hatred of us men. Let's review, shall we? It all dates back to the era of slavery, the 19th century, the 1800s, when the slave master and his wife died. The slave master's wife died before him, right? He became a widow. When he died, he put his black or his melanated mistress in his will. So that hatred underwent a horrific metamorphosis, which snowballed into the crises that confronts us today. Yeah, it's the truth. That's why it's so easy for them to become in league with everything that has destroyed the melanated community. At this point, the melanated community is fucked as a whole. There's a melanated community within the melanated community. The melanated community as a whole is screwed over. It's done. But then there's another melanated community that is God-fearing, God-loving, that believes in morals, that believes in scruples, that believes in honor, that believes in doing the right things for the right reason, that believes in being a wife, that believes in marriage, that believes in being a husband and a wife, that believes in having both parents in the house. That's what happens. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just give me one more. And because they believe in being honorable men, honorable women, receiving the right kind of education, that believes in standing up for yourselves and not taking disrespect, they're getting away, or should I say, we are getting away from those that don't. Do you understand why I keep telling y'all that this is the era of separation? Do you understand why I keep telling y'all that this is a situation where you have two melanated communities? Do you see it? Is your mind connecting the dots to what I'm saying? Over 70% of melanated households are ran by single mothers. Where's the fathers? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. You kicked them out of the house a few years after a couple of years after Dr. King was assassinated. Because mind you, in 1968, Dr. King was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. I was 68. 1970. That is when we actually began to see the downfall or the crumbling of the melanated family. Because that is when they began to deindustrialize the industrial industry. That's why these factories started closing down. Because here's the thing. You didn't need a PhD to retire. You could work with your hands and you could still retire good. You can still do that. But guess what? Can't do that now. And by the time that you retired back then, you were still relatively healthy. You didn't have aches and pains. Not today. It will be considered a miracle if and when you retire, you are in good health without any aches and pains. So let's review. The hatred that melanated women have for men started in slavery due to the fact that the melanated woman was the mistress of the slave master. And when the slave master's wife died, he automatically made it his business to put the melanated black mistress of his in his will. So when he died, she became the overseer of the plantation. And that hatred metamorphed into melanated women who does not hate melanated men, who has stuck by the melanated man. Guess what? They're called pygmies. That's why melanated women has never seen themselves as melanated women in league or in allegiance with the man. Case in point, Ice Cube was on Fox Soul. I think the program is called Cocktails with Queens on Fox Soul. When Ice Cube was encapsulating the fact that he sat down, or he wanted to sit down with you all's favorite president, Joe Biden, about a program for us. He said he already has sat down with then President, I believe, Donald Trump. See? But he didn't get a response from the Democrats. That's why melanated women has never ever seen themselves in the same league as men. Peep this also. Here's some more game. In addition to the melanated woman talking all soft and sweet to her co-workers and her boss and is showing her ass to her man, guess what? When is the last time a melanated woman called you just to see how you were doing? The only time they call your asses is when they stupid asses want something. Think about it. Think about it. When was the last time they called you just to see how you were doing? When was the last time that they offered to take you out to lunch or to take you out to eat? When was the last time they checked up on you? The only time they call you is when they need your ass for something. See? See, here's the thing. I'm saying things that very few people are saying. So that's why it's so easy for melanated women to hate melanated men. And now that melanated men continues to walk the hell away from the toxic melanated woman, now they're shaking in their boots. Or should I say they're shaking in their stilettos. They're shaking in their high heels. They're shaking in their pumps. They scared to death. That's because they never saw us as human beings. They only see us as tools and slaves. That's all. But now they're not even acknowledging their existence. They're not even acknowledging them. They're not even paying attention to them. More and more men are walking away, not just personally, but professionally as well. See? And if you don't believe me by chance about how the slave master, when he passed away and his wife passed away before him, making sure that his black mistress that he fell in love with supposedly was left as overseer of the plantation. Guess what? Look it up in the United States Library of Congress. Look it up. You know what, J. Cole? I'm glad you said that, bro. Matter of fact, let me get to your observations right quick. Brother Sam says, come on, brother. J. Cole says we should try and warn those people as best as possible to be like-minded people, but like-minded people should stick together. Brother Sam says, and Trump is going to prison Tuesday, supposedly. That remains to be seen. Brother Barron agrees. J. Cole says we need to get at these simps that keep telling the black woman is God. Let me address that right quick. Because as far as these idiots are concerned, I'm going to leave their asses to their own destruction and their own demise too. Because I don't pay any of these pro-black jackasses any attention at all. Because they're full of shit. Not one time have I heard any so-called pro-black, instead of correcting these Jezebels, they are still worshiping the ground that they walk on. Meanwhile, the same kind of Jezebels that they are worshiping the ground they walk on wouldn't give them the time of day. period. Don't pay these goofy ass pro-black niggas any attention at all. Because they're their lapdogs. They're their lapdogs. And these goofy ass kleptogamists that keep on preaching that the black woman is God, let me tell you something. Black woman ain't no damn God. Are you kidding me? Fuck out of here. See, here's the truth. The black woman was created in the image and the likeness of the Almighty Supreme Being. But what happened was, because of the rebellion in the Garden of Eden, and as time progressed, she deviated from her natural state and her natural divine favor with the Almighty. And as the decades and as the centuries and as the millenniums passed, her metamorphosis mutated, and it grew worse. It grew worse until you have what you have now. And these punks that's pandering for these toxic Jezebels, they're too much of a coward to put them in their places. See? And that's why you find, once again, the melanated community within one. There's a melanated community within one. So all of the toxic melanated women and these kleptogamists don't even acknowledge their existence. I don't, because they don't exist to me. They don't exist to me at all. They don't. Whoever will get this truth will get it. And whoever doesn't get the truth, they don't get it. Because the truth ain't for everybody, period. I got 9 minutes left. So I'm going to wrap this up when I say this. Every melanated man in the world, especially in the United States, when they first discovered the erroneous psychological apparatus, as well as the erroneous psychological hygiene of the melanated woman, i.e., when they discovered that the melanated woman was weaponized against him. At first, the melanated man was heartbroken. Why was the melanated man heartbroken? Why? Because by nature, the melanated man is naturally drawn and attracted to the melanated woman. Just like the Caucasian man is naturally drawn and attracted to the Caucasian woman. The Asian man is attracted to the Asian woman. The Russian man is attracted to the Russian woman. Here's something else that people don't want to own up to. But every nationality of man wants to marry the same nationality of the woman because he wants a woman that looks like him. Every man of any and all nationalities wants a woman of the same nationality as himself. Now you can try and ignore that fact if you want to. Have you noticed that when a man and a woman of the same nationality procreates and that woman gives birth, notice that child does not have any kind of an identity crisis. That child knows who he or she is. But notice when a man and a woman procreates and they are of two different nationalities, notice that child has an identity crisis. They don't know who the hell they are. And one of the reasons why they don't know who they are is because when they try to go to one side, they get rejected. They go to the other side and get rejected. They don't know who to be accepted by. They're not going to tell you that shit either. Of course, they're not going to tell you that. Of course not. They want to keep it hush hush. Yeah. That's what they want to do. They want to keep it shh. But as quiet as it's kept, every man of any nationality wants to procreate with the woman of the same nationality as he. And if by chance they do get involved in an interracial relationship, chances are they were forced because they didn't want to be tolerated. They wanted to go where they were going to be celebrated on the end of the man. With a female is totally different. Less than 1% will be in an interracial relationship or marriage for the same reason as the man. It's all about hypergamy. It's all about power. It's all about position. It's all about prestige, especially with the toxic melanated woman. But guess what? Not a single nationality on the face of this earth is checking for them. You know why they're not checking for them? Because the melanated woman has become the laughingstock of the global community collectively. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time that you saw a man of any other nationality other than ours check for a melanated woman? When was the last time a Caucasian checked for a melanated woman? When was the last time that a Latino man checked for a melanated woman? When was the last time that a Russian checked for a melanated woman? When was the last time that even an Indian checked for a melanated woman? I'll wait. They ain't checking for them. You know why they're not checking for them? Who the hell would take them seriously? Of course, Brother Barron, you have never seen or heard of it before. You know why that is? Because none of them take them seriously. Hell, we stopped taking them seriously. You know why we stopped? It's simple. Because they have demonstrated their hatred for us, number one. Number two, they don't even know who they are because they're going around here wearing somebody else's hair. And the very same hair that they're wearing, that came from another human being. And the way that wig was made was, since it's human hair, it was shaved. That woman was shaved bald. You wearing somebody else's hair, yet you trying to look like somebody else. You trying to look like the same kind of person who had their head shaved off just so your ass could wear a damn wig. Who in their right mind is going to take your ass seriously? Who the hell going to take your ass seriously? Huh? Who going to take you seriously? At least women of other nationalities, to their credit, they don't deviate from the way they look naturally. They never did. And if they started deviating from their natural look, guess what? Their asses have become Americanized. And that ain't no damn compliment either. It's the damn truth. See, that's why y'all don't like me. That's why people don't like me. I don't give a damn. Get your shit together. You can't be trusted because you use your children as pawns and you use in child support as a jip game. You do the same thing for marriage because you're a succubus and you suck that man of half of his resources, if not all of it. And over 85 to 90% of you initiate divorce. Hell, you plot the damn divorce before you even get married. That's why nobody wants you. That's why they don't see you as an asset. They see your asses as a liability. Period. That's what happens. Period. Bar none. They can't be trusted because they're treacherous. They're cynical. They're sinister. They're maniacal. They're evil. They're wicked. And their wickedness knows no boundaries. None. They got the nerve and the audacity to get mad at a man for correcting them. Now your asses are starting to wake the hell up and see that men ain't putting up with your shit no more. Now you want to change? And we still gonna look at your ass with doubt and suspicion, period. And as far as you woke niggas are concerned, talking about this bullshit, talking about the black woman is God, shut your asses up. You probably be saying this shit because you probably ain't got no place else to go. You saying this shit because you still are pandering for the vagina like the kleptogamist that you are. And you tuck your dicks between your legs because you don't want to make your master mad. See, the yeah, because your master is the toxic woman. I told y'all, all my give a dams are gone. All my give a dams are long gone. I don't care anymore. Anyway, I've held y'all long enough, man. I've held y'all long enough. I rest my case. I've held y'all long enough. Yeah, they do check for them here and there, but it don't happen. It don't happen that much. I'm going to say this and I'm out of here. For the melanated woman that has stuck by us, thank y'all again. I appreciate y'all. We love and respect y'all. Much respect to you. To the rest of you that hate us and don't give a damn about us, you can go to hell or some other hot place. I don't give a shit. Because you ain't us. You're not of us anyway. Anyway, it's been a ball. But the clock on the wall says that's all for now. Thank y'all for listening to me. I appreciate it. On YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. On Facebook, like, share, and tag your family and friends. Join me next Sunday night for another podcast presentation of Yosef's 2 Cents. I got something else to share with y'all. It ain't got nothing to do with the headache and the nonsense that's going on in this world. Well, here in the United States. We're going to focus more on mental health, physical health, spiritual health. We're going to focus some more on things that are of real value and of importance with like-minded men and women. But until then, I'm Yosef X. That's been my 2 cents. It's been a ball, but the clock on the wall says that's all for now. See y'all next Sunday. Have a good night. I'm out.